Hi, do you want to know how to create a main metric view in Tableau like this one? As you know, this might not be available natively in Tableau, but with few simple steps, we can make it happen. Main metric views are a very important part of our dashboards. It serves as the primary section that the user will explore, helping them grasp an overall performance at a glance and guiding their attention towards important insights. So let me show you how you can build it in Tableau. First, let's create the calculation field required for the date range. We start with the default start and end date. This will determine the defaulted date range when the user opens the dashboard. In this case, we need the default date range to be the last 7 days, so the start date will be today minus 8, while the end date is today minus 1. Next, we need to create the dates parameters. Name the first one start date, change the data type to date, and assign the default start date as the value when the workbook opens. Name the second one end date, change the data type to date, and assign the default end date as the value when the workbook opens. After that, create a calculated field and name it date range. Type in the following formula. This formula will generate three distinct dimensions that separates the dates into the selected period, representing the date range chosen in the parameters, and the comparison periods, which will represent the same number of previous days as selected in the date parameters, and the rest will be the remaining days. Last thing, we need to create a calculated field to hide the unwanted columns. Let's build the main metric view by dragging the needed metrics to the view, change the view to table, move the measure names to the columns, and rearrange your metrics to the desired order. Format the view as shown in this example by changing the text size, font, and alignment. Then change the pane and the header background colors and add column borders to separate the metrics. Add the date range calculated field to the filter pane and select selected period to ensure the data shown in the view is between the selected dates in the start and end date parameters. In the next view, we need to show the data for the previous period. Add the same metrics to the view, repeat the same steps, and make sure it's in the same order as the main metric view. Format the text differently from the main metric view to display the values as a secondary metric. Add the date range calculated field to the filter, but this time select the comparison period to show the previous period data. Hide the headers, remove the background color and all the borders. The next view will show the percentage of difference between the selected period and the comparison period. Add the metrics again like in the previous views, and don't forget to follow the same order of the metrics. Format the text. In the date range filter, we will select both the selected period and the comparison period. Add the date range field to the view. Change each metric to show a percentage of difference. Use the calculated field we created earlier to hide the unwanted columns. Hide the headers, remove the background color and all the borders. For this one, we need to add a conditional formatting to color the text by dragging the measure values to the color pane to show positive values in green and the minus values in red. The final improvement we can add is a trend view for each metric. We're not going to show a lot of data here because the purpose of this is to identify long-term patterns and highlight any anomalies. So let's create a trend view for each metric, starting with the count of orders. Drag the order date to the filter pane and select relative dates. Choose the last 30 days and click OK. Next, drag the count of orders to the rows and the order date to the columns. Change the order date format to month, day, year. Change the view to bar and select the preferred color. Remove the background color, borders, and tick marks. Also, remove the axis headers. Repeat the same steps for the rest of the metrics. Now let's build the final view in the dashboard. First, adjust the dashboard size. We start by dragging the main KPIs view to the dashboard. Change the fit to entire view. Add a blank object to help us adjust the size. Format the view title. And add the dates parameters to the dashboard. Add a background color to the filters area. Then let's add a dashboard title on top. Format the dashboard title. And now we have the dashboard layout ready. Next, let's add the rest of the views and change the fit to entire view. Make sure to remove the titles and make it floating to be able to place it on top of the main KPIs view. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching.